Hey guys, welcome back to another weekend of meals video. This weekend we were getting ready for a winter storm and it ended up not hitting us too bad, but we just had some meals that we kind of threw together. I don't have exact recipes, but I'll leave them down in the description box as best I can. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button, and let's get to it. For our first dinner of the weekend, Adam made some chili in the smoker, and this was so delicious. Of course, if you don't have a smoker, you can always just make this the normal way, and it'll still be yummy. So in our bowl, we have 1 pound of ground beef, and we're just going to season that to taste with some salt and pepper, some onion powder, garlic powder, and some Cajun bait seasoning. This is just a Creole seasoning that has some smoked jalapeno in it, I think. I'll link it down below on Amazon or something if I can find it, in case you want to try it out. Or we got ours at H-E-B. Or you could just use any kind of Cajun seasoning you like. So we're just going to get the ground beef all seasoned up and mixed up, and then we're going to make like a giant hamburger patty. And Adam's going to throw this on the smoker along with some cheddar jalapeno sausage. I can't tell you exactly how he did this, but if you smoke things already, you know how to do it, so... I think he did it at like 250 for a couple of hours until it was done, and it was so good. Once the meat was done on the smoker, we just chopped our sausage into smaller pieces. We actually only ended up using half of the rope of sausage, and we saved the rest for later. So we just cut this into bite-sized pieces and got our ground beef all ground up, and then we'll add in the rest of our ingredients. To our ground beef and sausage, we're going to add in 1 can of kidney beans and 1 can of pinto beans. Of course, you could change these to your liking. And then we're going to add on our seasoning mix. Adam just mixed up some garlic and onion powder, some dried parsley, some salt and pepper, a little bit of chili powder, a dash of cayenne, some celery salt and paprika, and a little more of that Cajun bait seasoning. Next, we're going to add in some beef broth and some V8 juice. I don't have measurements for this either, but of course it also depends on how liquidy or not you like your chili. We like ours pretty soupy, so we're going to add in the beef broth and the tomato juice, and then get this back on the smoker and add in some Velveeta cheese. Once this was all done, this turned out so delicious. We just served ours with some Fritos, of course, the Texan way of serving chili. And we have some sour cream and shredded cheese. And on mine I added some red onions and some chopped up sweet bell peppers. And this was so good, and definitely got us ready for the cold weather coming. The next day we ended school early and we went outside to play before the bad weather hit. We knew we were going to be stuck inside for a couple of days because it was going to be so cold. So the boys went outside to play before the bad weather came. When Adam got home on this day, I made us some brunch, lunch type of thing. I'm making some breakfast tacos. I'm just gonna mix a couple of eggs with some milk and some salt and pepper in a bowl. And now I'm chopping up the last of that sausage that we had on the smoker, but I'm just going to get that cut up into bite-sized pieces. And then I'm going to get it in my skillet with a little bit of butter, along with some leftover hash browns we had from our French dips, and just get those all heated through and crispy. I took the sausage and hash browns out of the pan and threw in my scrambled eggs along with some cheddar cheese. And then we just made our own breakfast tacos, and these were so good. The cold weather was on its way and I was getting ready, just making sure everything was done. So we all need to have clean clothes and clean dishes, so we don't have to do any of that if the electricity gets shut off or the water. So we got a new tub stopper because our plug doesn't hold water well. We also got some batteries for flashlights and some candles just in case. And most importantly, some Yoo-hoos. Adam had been craving these, so he grabbed them on the way home. So yeah, we're just getting everything prepped in case we lose power or water. Get you a drink if you want. Get some. Are you thirsty? Don't jump in there. Get a drink. Here. Can you reach it? Dinner on this night was extra fancy. We just had some pizza rolls with some chips and some veggies on the side. It was super simple, and we just hunkered down and watched movies and waited for the storm. The next day for lunch, I just made a wrap. You know I like my wraps. So I just have a flour tortilla and I'm adding on some cheddar cheese. And then I'm going to add on some of that roast beef we had left over from French dips and throw this in the microwave for about 30 seconds to melt the cheese a little bit and heat everything through. Once that was heated up, I added on some chopped spinach, some red onion, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some chipotle mayo. And I just got this all wrapped up and had this with some potato chips. And this is such an easy lunch, and it was so good. For dinner on this night, we made some beef stroganoff, and this is so easy and so good. Ours is probably a little bit different than everybody else would make it because no one in the house likes mushrooms except for me. So, we're browning up a pound of ground beef, and we just season that with some salt and pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And on the back burner, I'm cooking some peas because anytime we have stroganoff, I like to have peas with it. Once our meat was all browned, we drained it on some paper towels, and now we're getting started on our sauce or gravy or whatever you want to call it. We're doing this kind of hamburger helper style. I have some previous stroganoff recipes that I can share. I'll have those down in the description box. So we had some leftover Jus gravy from our French dip sandwiches, maybe 1 to 2 cups, not sure exactly. But we're putting that in our skillet along with about a cup of beef broth. And then we'll just season that with some garlic powder and onion powder, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and then once that comes up to a boil, we'll add in our egg noodles and let those simmer until they're cooked through. While the noodles were cooking, I made myself some mushrooms on the side, and then once the noodles were done, we're adding our ground beef back in, and then we're also going to add in some sour cream and some heavy whipping cream. I don't have exact measurements on this time either because we just kind of threw this together. But just eyeball it, it'll turn out delicious, I promise. This turned out so good. This was so delicious on a super cold day. Everybody got full and happy. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.